Hello everyone. I think I'm audible. Yeah, now I'm audible to you guys. So let's start the today's first problem. So welcome back to journey video. It's just a journey. It's not the series or something kind of. I'm preparing for the top fag MNC. So yeah, that's why I'm creating this journey video. If you are very interested in making me motivated, just comment and subscribe to my channel and be with me for my entire journey. Let's see how it goes, and you can see and you can prepare like this. So yeah, as yesterday we discussed two problem. So I'm going to be explain other problems. So earlier, just we'll recap the two question: what are the virtual thread in Java 21 and how it differs, and platform thread. So platform thread is basically one-to-one operating system and one-to-one communication, and virtual thread is something that you can have the multiple to one OS. So let's see, if you have multiple servers and you have only one operating system. So in this case, so virtual can do like this: server have multiple and OS is one, so you can communicate very easily. But earlier before the Java 16, it won't be able to do. So that's the difference between the Java virtual thread and platform thread. Okay, and explain between the record, class, and style. So record is immutable. Record is won't be able to inherit. Class is able to inheritance and do whatever you want. But still, class is a limited class. You have to inherit final class only. You won't be able to inherit in a public class. So you have to inherit final class only. Okay, then our today's questions is this question as in like PwC and what we can say PwC and one other company is Deloitte as well. So these questions is: how does pattern matching for the switch work in Java? So you guys know the Java switch case. So let's see our earlier how was the Java switch. So I will write the. I think I need to write the code in uh, VS Code only. I'm going to be write that. It will going to be very helpful. So yeah, I was preparing for something else. So that's code you guys can see. So before I will create the one more mm, class is switch case. Okay, switch dot Java. Okay, let's do class. So you guys know the uh, oh, this is actually a function will like something. I will not write the runnable code or a compile executable code. So I'm just explaining you guys how the earlier switch was work. So when you create the switch, then you have to pass the key and map that particular value, and then do whatever you want. But if suppose won't be able to, if suppose you haven't give the this, let's say I will add the one more values one. If suppose you forget to add the break, so when your comparison is match or yes, you will get all this executable this code as well as this code. So you need to break here, then break here. Okay, and if suppose you pass some other value, let's see, I pass something is then these two value, so you need default. But if suppose you forget to add that default, so your code will get error in compile executable compile time runtime error. Okay, so to avoid that problem, so Java come up with the solutions. Okay, are you guys able to see my screen? I think you guys won't be able to see my screen. Actually, I'm explaining this code. Sorry for that. I was explaining. Yeah. So sorry for that. Actually, I was explaining you to on my VS Code, but unfortunately, you won't be able to see that VS Code. So in this earlier, our switch case was like this. So you have to write the switch, then pass the key, and then check the keys and values. Okay. So if suppose you forget to add break, oh yeah, let's see, you forget to add break. You forget to add break. Whenever your condition is matched, and let's see, I will do the CISO XYZ. Okay, XYX. So let's see, and similarly for case 2, I will CISO is nothing but system dot out. Okay, so it's shortcut actually. So AB. Okay. So when when your key is matched with the value, and if you forget, if you are forget with passing the breaks, then you will get the answer is something like XYZ and then AB. So your both case will be execute. So you have to pass the break. Okay, similarly, if you pass some key rather than value, this case matching, so that case you will get the error in runtime. So to avoid runtime errors, so Java come up with the new solutions in Java 16. They introduce something like don't have to pass case and all of these things. So this is something like that pattern matching switch case. So when you pass the object in your function and you wanted to return the switch, so let's say you switch, pass the your value, and then check the case. Let's see, your case is integer I. Let's see, case is integer, and then you can write the code like this. Yeah, default, you can write the default. So in the due to these, you get lot of flexibility. You don't need to be write the break here and like that. So that is the working of the pattern matching switch in Java 70 plus. They just introduce switch works. Now, next question is, what is the internal working of the concurrent hash map? So this is something is interesting, you guys, and I need to explain to you very well. So before we go ahead, you guys know the hash map. You guys need know. Okay, so let's see, hash map is something like keep your values. Okay, so how hash map works. So let's see, you have the array of the constant space. Okay, so when you start your hash map, what hash map does, so internally they created the one reference over here. Okay, and then they have refer to your key key value pair. Okay, let's see, key over here. key and value. So if you store your key and value over here, and then they pass the next node. So like this hash map works. So they refer next node in this hash map. So yeah, but but as you developer, if you have little bit experience in development, so you guys know the lot of situation we get. Let's see, if you have multiple functions and okay, multiple functions and one bin. Let's see, you guys know the bean, what does mean by bean and all of this thing, because you more you are enough familiar with Java. So let's see, bean is something like that. We create the uh, a blueprint of the our object in our server. Okay, and then whenever we wanted to we use that particular class, then we access that bean. Okay, so we have this bean. So that time, suppose let's see, my two function is working on same hash map. That case, you might think they might update and we might get the wrong answer. Okay, let's see. I have passed 1 2 3. Let's see, my key pair is 1 1 1 1 1, then 2 2. Okay, similarly like that. My per server at same time, same movement. Uh, my S1 S1 change one reference to two, and two reference to one. Okay, but before S1 does the thing, my S2 execute and S2 update the reference of one, answer of one, this into three. Let's see, three. So what S1 will return this answer, but S what actually S1 want, something like my one, two, and two is to one. So and now you can see this answer. So it going to be a wrong answer basically. So that case, what Java want? Java want the concurrent hash map. So our normal hash map do like that, but if you want, we can achieve this problem using the blocking of the array, but this will reduce our what we can say, time complexity, and will performance, reduce the performance. So then next, our concurrent hash map come into the picture. What it does actually, it it check this node. If this node is null, then and then only this thing will create, and this thing will create. But concurrent, if suppose it's not null is not present over here, then it create new uh, um, uh, hash map and then refer to other key pair value. Okay, like this. So key pair value like this, key pair value, key value pairs, and then similarly, now you can see, suppose you have concurrent hash map. So S1 is working on the this. Let's see, 1 2 1 1. Let's see, 1. Okay, and 2 1. Now S2 wanted to work on that, but S2 will not going to work on like this. What it will do, it will create a new hash map with same value and then update the things properly like this and then update the 1 3. Now you can see S1 will return this answer and S2 will return this answer. So yeah, how that's how that's like this concurrent hash map works. So now you get the answer. So when interviewer asks you what concurrent hash map work, how it works, so you can tell them hash concurrent hash map use cache for the empty bucket, synchronized locking at the bucket level for the update, lock free read, and corporate resizing to achieve high concurrency. Okay, so like this, if you explain like this and give them the like this explanation, you are going to be interview going to be more than happy. Okay. So next problem is explain the completable future, then apply and then compose. So actually this question I also don't know much about this because as I'm reading, you guys know. So as we are really doing, so we what we do is we just copy that and then ask the ChatGPT in short, and then I will explain you what actually it means. So computable feature then and then versus is short interview ready question. Then is used to then apply use when the function return a value, performance mapping, result nested computable features, and then compose is when you wanted to be written computed feature perform the flatting over the nested feature. Okay. Yeah. So completely so understood. So completable feature is something like that you wanted to be non-blocking, you wanted to be do some non-blocking function layer, then we use completable features. Let's say you wanted to be do something kind of calculation and you wanted to be don't wanted to be stop execute or your synchronized code. So that's why we use the asynchronous method. So non-blocking is equals to unsynchronized method. Okay. So let's see the what actually it means and how it works. So and we have the two functions. One is dot then and then confuse what how does it works and what does it mean. So let's start one by one explanation. Okay. So yeah. Then how does then works, then apply works. Okay. Apply works. So if suppose you have something like something like your function returns the value like a. Okay, and you wanted to do something add in that. So then after you get the result a dot then then apply, you apply that a plus 1. Okay, a plus 1, and then that's it. So in this case suppose your a is 5, then in this case your answer will be result will be 6. That's time we use then. Okay, so it's and when we use the then compose, then compose. So basically you can understand the scenario. Suppose you are working with the database. So you wanted to be do the SQL query on your database. That time you need the user ID. Okay. Suppose I ask one function get user ID. Okay, I got the user ID. Then now I do have what I do have. I do have ID. Now I want get that data. Okay, so how I will going to be do? So I will going to be do like this. You guys can see I do have a written code, so I will use that only. I don't need to write everything, because writing the things will take time. So yeah, like this. Let's see. Forget like this. This is not for our get ID will return. This function will return this ID basically. Okay, and then we will composing the ID. We are get the ID, and then get user details based on that ID. We do have this function based on that. We are getting the now think like that. What actually it mean if you have this function and if you have more code below this, so you this code will be execute. Okay, so this could not block the other executions or other things doing. So that's why then compose is in come into the picture. And yeah, as you guys can see, then apply used to return the just a value and map that value and perform some action. Doing the for each something kind of, then the do some calculation over there. Okay, and then compose is something like that, call the xyz function and get some data. Let's see, apply some synchronize asynchronized things and then get the answer basically. Let's see like this. You suppose you wanted to do some sql query, then you have to use the compose. Okay, yeah, you can check over here. So then apply and then compose when to use return the value and return a feature, then we use the then compose analogs. If you wanted to map and flat map, that's the that time we use. Suppose you wanted to give the answer in a single line, then just give them. Then apply is transport the result, while then compose is the chain of async call by the flattening nested compatible features. Okay, so you understand these things very well. I think yeah, enough for today's. We discussed three problems. Actually, you guys know I'm preparing for the DSA and top MNCs. I do have I have used to do DSA, then Java Spring Boot, then interview questions, and design pattern, LLD, system design, and interview questions. So yeah, before we stop this, as you can see here, we discussed the concurrence hash map, and we early discussed the pattern map. So as you guys know, if you guys know the design patterns, so if you don't know, so you guys have to learn that as well, because top companies ask about that, and you guys because you guys will get to know. So if you little bit know na, so here in this concurrent hash map, we use the design pattern one algorithm, one pattern basically, that's called singleton design, singleton patterns basically. There is also the same problem. So actually I do have code actually singleton, so I will show you. Actually I was preparing on for that, so that's I clicked over here, so both are pretty much similar. So I will show you actually what actually it means. So yeah, now you guys can see the what actually singleton. So singleton is something like this only when what actually happening, your two function is working on same class. So that time what happening, so your lot of object creates. Let's see, your function will your reference will create the new new object for that. So to avoid that thing, so we Java come up with the singleton pattern. So we can write singleton pattern something like that. So we have to give the reference. We will create the static variable for get the that particular reference. Okay, so like this singleton and instant with this class type. Okay, and then I will create the constructor for we need to create a constructor for every class. If you are not creating, then it will automatically create. But why I'm creating over here? So as a predefined default, we get the private constructor, but singleton we don't want it to be access that constructor anywhere. So we use private over there. That's why we I have to use private over there. Then I have created the one method get instant. By this method I will get that instant of yeah, this particular class. So that's why I use take static singleton and get instant. So now this is the great this is the something I we use the singleton class basically. So forget these things synchronize and non-synchronize. Synchronize just to be take a synchronize, like let's already I said ki, both thing is accessing similar time. So we used to use synchronize to get only create the only one instant. So if my instant is already created, so I don't need to be create the new instant. So that's why I have applied this condition and then returning this. So now you guys can access the instant. Whenever you accessing the instant, you will get only one same instant, and you can do your whatever you wanted to want based on that particular instant. So that's called the something like the singleton design pattern. So why I explain, so you guys can correlate with this concurrent hash map. So basically concurrent hash map also uh, uh, develop based on the single tone design pattern only. So design pattern for that only you can implement something new based on that design pattern. Yeah, that's it from my side, and that's it for the today. I think you guys can get the basic idea and have get the lot of things for the today. And yeah, that's it. If you guys think this video get you like more confidence and uh, get your benefits, or you like this video, just do like, subscribe and share with your friends, and stay with my journey. And bye bye.